Chinese missile destroyers sail around U.S. allies' territory. October 12, 2025. A Chinese naval flotilla, led by a pair of destroyers, was tracked sailing around nearly all of Japan's territory, including its outlying southwestern islands, in less than a month, according to data released by Japan's defense ministry. The Chinese Foreign Ministry did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Why it matters. According to a Pentagon assessment, China operates the world's largest navy by hull count, with more than 370 ships and submarines, helping Beijing further expand its military presence across the Pacific and challenging U.S. naval dominance. Japan is a key U.S. ally in the island chain strategy. It forms part of two north-south defensive lines across the western Pacific, aiming to project military power to deter and defend against potential Chinese aggression by leveraging U.S. and allied territories. The recent naval maneuver marked the second time the Chinese military had deployed vessels on a circumnavigation of a U.S. ally this year. 3 Chinese ships transited Australia from February to March, traveling from the eastern seaboard to the western seaboard. What to know? Japan's defense ministry said 3 Chinese naval vessels passed through the Miyako Strait between the Japanese islands of Miyako and Okinawa on Friday, moving into the East China Sea from the Philippine Sea, both marginal seas of the western Pacific. Hull numbers identified the vessels as the Type 052D destroyers CNS Huainan and CNS Kaifeng and the Type 903 a replenishment ship CNS Dongpinghu. Each Type 052D destroyer is equipped with a vertical launch system capable of firing 64 missiles. The Chinese ships began their voyage around Japan on September 16 to 17, when they transited the Tsushima Strait, located between Japan and South Korea, moving into the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea in South Korea, from the East China Sea. The Chinese flotilla later departed the Sea of Japan for the North Pacific as it transited the Soya Strait, also known as the La Perouse Strait in Russia, on September 22 to 23. The strait lies between Russia's Sakhalin Island and Japan's main island of Hokkaido. It remains unclear how far the Chinese vessels traveled while operating in the North Pacific. They were tracked again by the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, which deployed an aircraft and a ship in response when they approached the Miyako Strait. A map provided by Japan's defense ministry indicated that the only Japanese territories not sailed around by the Chinese Navy during this deployment were the islands west of the Miyako Strait and east of Taiwan, a self-ruled island claimed by China as its own. What happens next? China is likely to continue its naval activities around Japan. It remains unclear how Japan, with help from the U.S., will enhance its defenses to counter the Chinese Navy. By Newsweek, story by Ryan Chan, October 12, 2025.